Hi, this is Bill Spatrino. Today is January 22nd, 2019. This is the 9th episode of The Truth Machine, and I want to thank everybody who has made this such a great success. Please click on the subscriber and get us. I need as many subscribers. We were trying to get to 1,000. We're on our way there. I never thought we would get there. I wrote goals down. And there's a book called The Instant Millionaire by Mark Fisher. If you've never read it, please read it. I read the book when I was 30 years old, and I was virtually broke, making $7 an hour while I was trying to build one of my businesses that failed. I failed on probably 20 businesses before I hit in, and then went into investing and failed twice at that before I succeeded. But in the book, The Instant Millionaire, it's a fable. You just read it, okay? It's well worth it. You can find it for a penny or whatever it is online. But it's a fable, but it's very good. It gets you to write goals down. And I wrote down my goals, and I thought, I would have 1,000 subscribers within 8 months. Well, we're almost, we're better than halfway there now, and that's amazing. We want to just keep it going, keep spreading the word. Put it on your Facebook page. Facebook put me in Facebook jail because they didn't like The Truth Machine. People have tried to silence me since I was 8. Okay, I had a teacher, Mrs. Goodman. Some of my friends will be laughing at from Lander School. And we were in class, and I was saying something. I was telling my buddy Mike that I didn't think this guy could teach, this woman that good of a teacher. And she looked at me. She said, "Mr. Petrino, you think you can do better?" I said, "I absolutely can." I went up, took the chalk, did the lesson, and everybody clapped, except I was so small, I could barely write people couldn't see the things I was writing because I was tiny. But the point I'm trying to make is that I have spoken the truth. I've taught in the inner city. For over 10 years, I've had a successful newsletter, The Dividend Machine. I've created probably 200 plus millionaires. I don't even know how many exactly. We had over 30 or 40,000 subscribers worldwide. At one point, we had almost 100,000. And what was amazing is when I first talked about Donald Trump, it was Bill Spatrino. If you Google Bill Spatrino and Donald Trump, I said in 2010, I had to write an article. And they stopped me writing them. They said, "You don't know anything about politics." Because I said, if Donald Trump runs for president, he'll win. And it's funny because what I said was going to happen is happened. And a lot of people said, "Well, I predicted it in 2015, or I predicted it in 2010. And you can look at it. I'm the first major media. If you found somebody, I haven't found anybody in the major media that predicted it before I did. And I'm saying all this because I feel passionate about what I'm doing with this show. I'm getting better at it. When you first do a show, it looks easy. It isn't. But I'm getting more passionate. Someone said to me, "How do you do this? You don't sound like you're using notes." I'm not. I just don't. I have an outline, a basic outline of what I am going to cover, but I never follow it. Okay, I let it go. Because I feel passionate about this. And tonight we're going to talk about the cost of illegal immigration. I'm getting really agitated with what I hear on the television, okay? See, stuff isn't free. Bernie Sanders came out and he's talking about free college for everybody. That all sounds good, but what ends up happening when there's something for free is other people end up paying for it, what you're doing. Like, for instance, the people that don't have insurance, okay? When they go to the hospital, they get taken in. We don't turn people away if it's an emergency. So what happens? Does the doctor work for free? No. Does the nurse, do these people work? No, and nor should they. So who ends up paying? Who ends up paying are the people everyone else pays. Everyone else just pays more, okay? Think of it as if you were going out to dinner and the total cost was $500 amongst 10 people. And let's suppose of the 10 people, 7 or 8 didn't pay. Let's just say 8 didn't pay out of the 10. Okay. If it's let's say $50 a person. It's $500. It would be $50 a person. If 8 people don't pay, the other 2 have to pay the $500. So what do they end up paying? They end up paying $250 each. That's what's happened to us with our hospitals and our health insurance. Okay, see, when they go there, your health insurance costs more. Now, you might say, Billy, I don't pay my own health insurance. Okay, I have a job where they pay everything. Okay, they pay you less money because your health insurance costs so much more money. It's costing you. You just don't feel it. Okay, these teachers, I feel sorry for these teachers. I was a teacher in LA. They want smaller classes and they want more money. There's only one problem. You know why the schools are so expensive? You know why it's so expensive? There's so many people there? Because there's illegals going to school there. The real taxpayer is paying for other people. And someone says, Billy, aren't you compassionate? Yes, I give to Shriners. I give to Wounded Warrior. I give to Salvation Army. I give to charity all the time. Animal charities. Like I don't even know how many we give to. Okay, there's plenty, but it's not set up like that. These people came here. I want to give to who I want to give to. I don't want the cost of schools like these teachers. It's just in these countries, the jails. Okay, the taxpayers paying for all this. The hospitals, like we talked about with the health insurance. What about the drugs? Not just what drugs does to the people. It's just the cost of them and the availability of them. The fentanyl, it's the opioids. It has to be stopped. Okay, anyone who tries to say that the roads have to give you have people on the roads. Why do you think you have so much traffic in these big cities? The people shouldn't be doing this. I'm not anti-immigrant. People say, "Oh, you're anti-immigrant." I'm Italian. I'm not anti-immigrant. My relatives came here legally. Okay, people think Trump is anti-immigrant. Folks, he married 2, not 1, 2 immigrants. Okay, he's not a racist. He's not prejudiced against immigrants. But we have to have a rule of law. You just can't walk into people's houses. That money comes from somebody. Nothing's free. Your wages go down because there's people that work under the table. And these people that work under the table don't pay taxes. So guess who has to pay the taxes? We have to pay more. It's not right. It affects you. You don't know it, but it affects you. And you know who gets hurt the worst by this? Not me. I'm a decamillionaire. I can afford whatever I want to buy. Okay. The poorest people get hurt. See, they get hurt the worst because the people who are coming here as immigrants are undercutting. They're working under the table. And they're working for less money. My landscaper can't charge what he should charge because and I walk in the morning at 7 o'clock, and I'm not going to name names, but I walk at 7 o'clock in the morning, every morning in the summer, and I see Hispanic people cutting the lawns. Always. And I would bet, and I'm a gambler, as you guys know, I'd bet $10,000 every time I see someone, and someone will say, Billy, that's a racist thing you just said. It's not racist. I'm just telling you that I live in a town where there's not, I haven't seen 20 Hispanics, but yet cutting the grass, I see Hispanics in the morning. I don't see them during the day. I see them in the morning, working for these companies. I'm not going to name the names, but they're the big ones. Okay. I don't know how they do it. I don't care, okay? I'm not complaining. I understand. I feel compassion for some of these people. For most of the people, I feel compassion for them. But this is an economic lesson that I'm trying to teach you. Nothing is free. When you go to a buffet, they're counting on people who don't eat a lot, or they eat salads or something. Okay, you cannot have my buddy Kevin, when we go, he's a seafood guy. when I take him to my place, the Fuji. He goes there. He used to be a shrimper. He'll go there and eat 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds of shrimp. Okay, he's getting over on them. Okay, you can't have, if everybody came in there with his mentality and his appetite, place will go broke. You can't have it. Things aren't free. If you give so many people free tuition, well, who's going to pay these people? Where does the money come from? It comes from, if you're giving everybody free tuition, then the government's going to pay. Well, how does that work? We're already over $1 trillion in debt. But yet we have governors and mayors in Los Angeles and New York promising people free health care. Okay. It's not sustainable. Okay. It's like when people tell me, well, I'm for abortion, but not for my mother. Everyone can't be for that. Okay. You can't, it's not, if everybody got an abortion, we wouldn't be here. No one would be here. Okay? We would die off as a society. Okay? Nobody would live. It's not a sustainable program. Okay? It's just like my investment program is based on logic, which is what I'm getting into. A lot of people are telling you the markets are bad, Trump is ruining the economy. Folks, that's not so. It is 100% not so. The economy's never been as strong as it is. It hasn't been this strong in probably 15 or 20 years. If we had an honest media, and we don't, that's why I'm doing this. This is why this is the Truth Channel. Okay? If we had an honest media, the stock market would be much higher. But we don't. The technical analysis, there's a lot of people. What's going to happen is around February 15th, 45 days after the last quarter, all the big, what I call the whales, are going to have to report what they bought. And I'm telling you right now, the big whale, Warren Buffett, is the biggest. He bought Apple heavy. Ron Barron, multi-billionaire, I know he bought Apple. David Tepper, multi-billionaire, owns the Carolina Panthers. He bought Apple. They bought Apple last quarter. If you buy something at 180, at 150, it's a bargain. And everybody knows that knows about investing. We do things logically. Find stocks with good, I can't explain. Someone said to me, Billy, you wrote a book about investing. These people complained. I didn't explain how I did it. First of all, I wouldn't tell you if I knew. I'm not going to give you my secrets. Okay. Doyle Brunson wrote a great book about poker, and he said that book cost him millions of dollars because people played against him and learned how to play the game. I'm not going to teach someone else how to buy, to invest in stocks. My book is a proof element. It teaches you that, and someone said that was an advertisement for your newsletter. It was. Okay. I didn't give myself an advance. The book, my boss gave me an advance so I could write a book about it. And I needed to do that. And it helped people. It's helped a lot of people out. But don't worry about the stock market. Invest for the long term. Last thing we're going to talk about is baseball. The Cleveland Indians are getting ready to start their training. They're my team. They're talking about trading Corey Kluber, okay? And they've had to cut back on payroll. We can't have the team that the Red Sox or the Astros or the Yankees. We don't have the television contracts, and we don't have the owner that wants to spend the money, let's be honest. And I don't dislike the Dolans, but they're talking about trading Corey Kluber. Folks, if you know anything about baseball, the American League has 3 loaded teams that won 100 games last year. The Red Sox, led by my favorite pitcher, Chris Sale. The Yankees, and the Astros. Okay, all 3 great teams. Okay. The only way you're going to beat these guys in a playoff is you got to hope, like what we did 3 years ago. We got hot at the end of the year, and our pitching got hot. And had we not lost Trevor Bauer to an injury and Carlos Carrasco to an injury, I think we would have won it. I think the best bet is to keep Kluber, keep Carrasco, keep Clevenger, keep Bauer. Pitching is how you win. Hope that Lindor and Ramirez can carry you. Spend the rest of your money that you have on the big players that you need, and hope that those horses get into the playoffs and do great. It's the only, you can't, what are you going to get? You might as well keep Kluber, and then if you are out of it this year and you feel that you need to trade the guy, then trade him at the in July or August. But don't tank the season. Okay, keep your pitchers. As long as you have your pitchers, you have a fighting chance. Okay. So, from behind the wheel of the truth machine, this is Bill Spatrino asking you to sit back and enjoy the ride.